Next Thursday, we get the College Football 25 reveal we've been waiting for all these months. It's going to show probably a lot of different stuff based on gameplay, Road to Glory, Dynasty, Ultimate Team, and today I wanted to dive in what I think will be in it, what I know will be in it, and kind of how it'll all mesh together. So that being said, let's get straight into it. First, I just want to talk about some random stuff. The release date, it's sometime like July 12th, July 19th, somewhere in that range. I don't know if it's been completely confirmed yet, so that's probably going to be one of the first things they go over. The price, it's $70. We already know that, but they're probably just going to say it again in the trailer real quick. And finally, cross-platform. A lot of people want to know this. When you look up College Football 25, that's one of the first things that comes up is asking if it's cross-platform. So I think they're going to have to tell us, because so many people want to know, and that's kind of a dividing factor of people are going to buy it if I can play with my friends on Xbox or not. Another thing a lot of people are asking about is if it's going to be on PC right when it comes out, because other games, kind of have a port later on. I really don't know if there's been a confirmation on PC or not, which we can probably expect to see in the full reveal. I want to talk about gameplay for a little bit right now, because one of the biggest things I want to see personally is someone actually sitting down and playing the game on the reveal. I don't want just clips of the game. I want to see how the game functions, People say it's going to be different from NCAA 14 and Madden. Even EA Sports is saying, oh, you've never seen a type of football game like this before. So I really want to see how it's played, because that's the biggest factor. Obviously, if you buy a game, you're buying it to play it. And if it doesn't play right, then you're not going to play it. So I really want to see how the mechanics actually work and how it's supposedly so different from other football games that EA Sports has already made. They'll obviously show stuff like passing and probably defense, but I want to see some of the more nitty-gritty stuff too, like maybe combo moves or kicking or punting, or basically just every aspect, how it's going to actually function inside of the game. I'd really like to see that, although there's no telling how long, how much stuff they're going to pack into this, reveal. I'm not even sure what type of media it would be. I don't know if it's a YouTube post or whatever. Getting into the game mode side of things, obviously they're going to have Road to Glory, Dynasty, Ultimate Team, because those have been confirmed for obviously a very, very long time now. But I'd really like to give EA Sports the benefit of the doubt, but there's this kind of, sinking feeling in my heart that they're going to put way too much time on the reveal into Ultimate Team, because obviously that's where they're going to earn the majority of their money, and kind of leave Road to Glory and Dynasty, leave it for just a release date. But who knows? It's EA. They could do that. They could not. I have faith that they'll show off Road to Glory. And when I say this, I know obviously they can't go into full detail on everything, because A, the video would probably be an hour long, and B, they have to leave some stuff to build up hype for when the game actually comes out. But I do want them to focus on how the recruiting process in Dynasty is going to work. A lot of people have mentioned it online, as well as me and in my past videos, that the recruiting process is a huge part of Dynasty. And I don't know if they're going to do it differently than NCAA 14. They probably are, but they need to show people how it's actually going to be done, so we can start to get a feel for how they're going to, put in other modes and other kind of features that were in NCAA 14 in the new game, and how they're going to kind of twist it up to match the modern vibe of, the new game. Another more prediction thing I have is that they're going to have, this huge blockbuster game mode coming out in College Football 25, because they need something to advertise on the reveal so that people get hype, and something new that they haven't already played either in Madden or NCAA 14. And obviously it's impossible to tell. We can speculate all we want, but it's really impossible to tell what game modes they're cooking, and I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to get completely brand new stuff. And speaking on kind of brand new stuff, obviously mascot mode isn't new, but it'll probably be in College Football 25. Going back to the new game mode, I know a lot of people are really kind of wary of, microtransactions, and I really hope that the new game mode will not be microtransaction centered, because obviously they want to make the most money that they can, but hopefully this new game mode isn't too centered around, pay to win, and you can't actually, whatever it is. I've said it before, I have no idea. It could be, a play now mode. It could be a super in-depth mode where it's like build a team, who even knows, but I definitely think they'll have a brand new game mode. Another thing that I have written down is on Team Builder. Basically, I think if Team Builder's in the game, they're going to show it, and if it's not, they're not going to show it. It's kind of like black and white. They're not going to slide Team Builder under the rug and let it come out in July and people see, oh, there's Team Builder. they're going to show it because a lot of people want that, and if it's not in the game, they're not going to show it. But if it is, they're going to put emphasis on it next Thursday when the reveal actually does come out. I talked about the recruiting process in Dynasty, but going to Road to Glory, I think their main focus in the reveal is going to be how they utilize NIL and how it factors into, your college decisions and how you go about, your Road to Glory saves. I think that's what they're going to focus on because that's the brand new topic that is going to build hype, whereas Road to Glory has been in past versions, so we know it's a fun game mode, but NIL adds another wrinkle. So I definitely think they'll show the general overview of Road to Glory, how it's gonna work, and I'm still sticking with my 3D open world theory for Road to Glory. But anyway, back to the topic, I definitely think their emphasis will be on NIL just to get people hyped for something new that they haven't seen before in Road to Glory. On a little more hopeful side of things that I really don't think will happen, but it could, I hope that they show how position battles are going to work because I talked about it previously, but I definitely think position battles will be different how they're, laid out. I don't know how it's going to work, so that's part of the reason why I want to see what it is in the reveal, but obviously I don't think it'll actually show up because there are a lot more important things that they have to, shove into the reveal, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, probably somewhere in that, probably not any longer than that. Finally, I want to talk about graphics for a little bit because just like every other game, the reveal is going to have, face close-ups to show, their level of detail. Like in 2K, they show the sweat all the time, but I definitely think they'll have, helmets off. Here's what our face scans look like. So that'll be kind of the selling point. I definitely think they'll show off the details on the uniform. They showed it a little bit in the trailer if you can kind of remember back then, but it'll probably be like super close in. You can see like the cotton and all like the patches and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. We don't really care because you never really see that close in game, but they can show it off, oh, it's this great engine, so much better than NCAA 14. They're probably going to have, one of those quick slideshows, if you want to call them, where they're flashing through all the most popular stadiums like Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan, Tennessee, stadiums like that, just to show people that they have all these, perfectly rendered stadium. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is tackle physics. Obviously, they've said that the gameplay is different. I don't know how that's going to apply to tackle physics, though, because obviously it's the same engine, Frostbite, as Madden, but I definitely think they've heard of people kind of crying about how Madden animations are so scripted, and I definitely agree with them. But I think they'll have more of a ragdoll physics because that's what people like, and they'll probably mix it with Frostbite because when they revealed they were using Frostbite, a lot of people were let down and saying it's a Madden copy, but I think they'll show off some tackle physics, even if they're not like perfectly how they look in game. They're going to show off, a render of what they might look like. Finally, I think that they will show off the customization a lot because that's what people want. And at the very end, they're going to show the cover athletes. I'm pretty confident on this. They're definitely not going to show them at all, but I think it'll be towards the end. It'll say, coming July, whatever. And then they'll show, the 2 or 3 different covers of, the different players that are going to be on it just to, tease it a little bit. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you if you watched this far, and I will see you in the next one.